Assume that 20% of students at a university wear contact lenses. Right, now 20%, if we divide that by 100, we get 0.20, and that's equal to P, or population proportion. We're assuming that 0.2 of all students wear contact lenses. Now, we randomly pick 200 students. So N equals 200, that's the number in the sample. Would it be unusual to obtain a sample proportion of 22%? Now let's call the sample proportion P hat. P hat is equal to 22 divided by 100, and that gives us 0.22. Now, would it be unusual? Well, we have to do a stat test here. What we need to do now is get a Z score, right? So Z for this particular setup here, when you see the word sample proportion, Z score is going to be equal to, what's it going to be equal to? It's going to be equal to P hat minus P divided by the standard error, which is going to be the square root of P hat, no, it's not P hat, it's the population one, so it's going to be P times 1 minus P over N in the bracket there. So we have all the values. So P hat is 0.22 minus P, which is 0.2, all over the square root of P, which is 0.2, multiplied by 1 minus 0.2, all over the square root, not the square root, sorry about that, 200 there. So we're going to bang this into the calculator. So popping this into the calculator, my calculator is behaving a bit weirdly, but I'll show it to you in a second here. I have 0.22 minus 0.2 on top of the fraction there. Below then I'm going to have a square root and a fraction inside the square root. 0.2, open a bracket, 1 minus 0.2, close bracket, downstairs then again, and I'm putting 200. And I'll show you now, it looks something like this, right? And then I can't get the thing zoomed right, and then I press equals, and I get this, and now I'm going to press the SD key, and I get 0.707. So the 2 decimal places 0.71. So our Z score is 0.71. Now what does this mean? So Z equals 0.71. So we've got some evidence here. Would it be unusual? A Z score of 0.71, that's 0.71 of a, you know, if Z equaled 1, that would be 1 standard deviation. So this is less than 1 standard deviation above the mean. So it's not, as Tom Jones would say, it's not unusual. And that's our answer there. Put a red box or something around that, right? Not unusual.